I just created my own religion called Scientology Sucks. They got legally approved by the IRS.
Make sure you get arrested.
I'm a way faster
Yeah, when
than
we
you,
were in
dude.
17th door, I don't think so. I used to run cross country.
Dude, I will race you tomorrow, and I'm telling you,
okay. We might
100%.
need to do a vlog.
100% telling you I will win. If you're in pain, a hot Brazilian girl off Tinder is like, hey, I'm
That
taking you
hot
guys.
Brazilian girl is waiting because I'm in too much pain for her.
She's like, I'm taking you out to the club. Dude, it was awesome. It was such a fun night.
She's like, I have a fire ant pocket too. Guys, while Todd looks up the dates, welcome to Anniewood. We are on the road. We are in New Jersey. We're filled with pork roll. It's almost the new year. We hope you guys are having a good new year. The batteries we're using for our mics, we stole from the remote inside. We were trying to take them from children's toys. Today, we have an excellent episode. I would say one of the best.
Yeah.
We've had. It's very unique. It's very exciting. We have Reckless Ben and Danny Berk. You may know them from going extremely viral and going extremely deep in the insides of the Mckamey Manor. There was a Hulu documentary. Wasn't as good as what our boys did on YouTube.
They investigate cults. They do all this stuff.
They infiltrate cults. They've gone into Scientology. They even went into a show with one of our dear friends. You're going to have to watch to see who that is. It was very weird. I had to get permission and make sure everything was okay because I was worried about burning a bridge. But wild things happen. These boys are incredible. So cool. You'll find out how we met them. But Todd has been trying to get them on the podcast for a long time, and then the universe literally dropped Danny Berk into my lap. So this was a really cool episode, and you guys should go check out Danny Berk's YouTube and Reckless Ben's YouTube. They both give different perspectives of the different cult infiltrations, but they are very cool, very awesome, total bras.
They're legends.
They're legends. We love them. It was really fun to have them on Anniewood. Check it out. And if you are new to the page, stay. We've got a lot more fun stuff to show you.
Like, comment, subscribe. Do all that.
Comment,
Ring
subscribe. Ring the bell, guys. It's the new year. Ring that bell. You don't want to miss any of this stuff, okay? We just saw a man put a body into a dumpster, but that's Jersey, baby. We don't ask and we don't tell.
All right, your dates?
My dates are, let me get Todd's password. It's very easy. I'm very excited to see you guys. Oh, Todd tried to help and it didn't help. I'm going to see you guys in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I will be at the comic strip January 12th and 13th. Get tickets to that. Then there's going to be another Anniewood and Friends. This last Anniewood and Friends was incredible. They've all been bangers, so you're going to want to grab tickets as soon as possible. They've been selling out, so that's January 23rd. Denver, Colorado at the Comedy Works. I'm going to be there right after Valentine's Day, February 16th and 17th. Then I'm going to be at the JFL Vancouver Festival, February 21st through 22nd. March is an amazing one, very fun comedy month for me. I'm going to be in Fort Worth, March 1st and 2nd. And I'm very excited to be coming to New Mexico. I have not performed in New Mexico yet since I started comedy. You know, I'm a Santa Fe girl. I will be in Albuquerque, March 8th and 9th. I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. at the end of March. And then I'll be in Jacksonville, Florida. We rescheduled those dates to June 28th and 29th. I'm so excited to see you. Dates are always being added. So go to AnnieLederman.com/shows. Don't mind any barking from dogs. We are doing the best we can. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to Anniewood.
Well, hello. Welcome to Anniewood. We have Reckless Ben and Danny Berk. I am gigantic. Let's just address how gigantic I am on this podcast always. Bill Burr, I owe him an apology. I made him look like a peanut. But I do think it's the situation. But you don't. But am I not going to mention it?
I think
Look how big my head is.
I think it looks great.
I have a big ass head. Okay.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'6", but
Oh, we're the same height.
We're taller than you are then. You're the smallest one here.
I'm a
I'm
stupid
5'6".
small little munchkin.
Oh.
It's the Queen's throne that does it. No,
Nice.
okay, so you guys have, I'll just give a quick run through if you guys don't know who they are. They've infiltrated several cults. I would say you guys are surfers with a cause.
Yeah.
Except he doesn't surf.
Okay,
Yeah, I've never surfed in my
with a
life.
cause.
Yeah.
Do you skateboard?
No.
He's a professional slackliner.
Are you a slackliner?
One of the best in the world.
Awesome. Okay. I love slacklining. But okay, so Todd, my fiance, was watching all of your videos. He wouldn't shut up about you guys. He was like, we've got to get these guys on the pod. I kind of watched like a little over his shoulder. Not enough to like really grasp your faces, right? And I go, babe, I gotta go. I'll watch all this stuff later. I'm going to La Jolla to the Comedy Store to do some spots. Now I do my second show, and then my friend Bobby goes, oh, you got to meet my friend Danny. He's so cool. He infiltrates cults on YouTube. And I went, are you kidding me? I mean, it was like the timing of it was like absolutely
the craziest small world too. Because I was just literally going to support Bobby because he's one of my good friends, and I've always wanted to see him live.
Yeah.
And then it was a bonus because like you're so freaking funny that I got to see you too. So that was a really cool experience. And then just such a small world.
Yeah, it was the time of it was so crazy. And Bobby is a legend. We love Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby.
But yeah, and then we were like, all right, we're gonna do the podcast and stuff. And then we also, after that, inspired by you guys, we went to the 17th door and did the.
I want to know what you think.
Well, we went with a friend of ours who's an actress who, I said to her, we wanted to hang out and do something. And I go, oh, I have this thing. It's kind of crazy though. I sent her the link to it. Like, check it out. Make sure you'd want to go to it. But
Hold on 1 second.
okay, so I sent her the link to the 17th door, and she was like, yeah, I want to go. So I thought she looked at it. So we go out to dinner first, and then that's so funny that just turned on.
Oh my God.
Todd,
Yeah.
you gotta leave this in. You gotta leave this in.
I kind of like the white noise, but
Yeah, can you leave it on?
It's nice. I guess I can leave it on.
It doesn't
I
matter.
don't know. I mean, it's up to
Yeah,
you
who
guys.
cares?
I don't know what.
I like to be. We're
Sounds the best.
authentic.
Nice. Yeah.
People sometimes air turns on. What do you not have air conditioners? We want to have air conditioners.
Yeah, we'll get. It feels nice.
I like it. Yeah, I like it.
I think it
It's
feels
like
good.
background noise.
All right.
I don't want you falling asleep though.
No, I'll be good.
Okay, he had some magic mind, so he's good. All right, so
Yeah.
okay, so we go out to dinner beforehand, and I'm like, yeah, we're going to this haunted house. And her husband's like, it's really weird she wants to go to this because she doesn't like being scared. And I went, oh, well, it's like a crazy haunted house. And she was like, oh, I really don't do well with I get scared really easily. And I was like, oh, well, okay. And she troopered out and she came. And so we had to go, we did the lighter version, which was against all of my instincts. I was so upset. I was so sad.
Oh.
Which
Next
I
year-
think is only the lighter version is you just skip the cattle prod room.
But I
There was a
wanted the
cattle prod?
No, I don't think they would cattle prod you. There's no way.
The shots were just
But,
Don't
they
not
do-
as
no.
intense.
I
I
didn't
think
get
you
shocked
might, I
once.
think because it looks like an intense taser, but there's no way it's a cattle prod.
I can get tased
Dude,
when I
I'll
went
have
to
sign
17th
more
door.
waivers for that one, but no, it was an aggressive taser. They got me, and I had a scar for a week.
See,
Dang.
that's what I
Yeah.
was interested in. I'm like an adrenaline junkie, so I'm like, shock me. I'm like a stunt girl. I'm like, whatever, let's do whatever.
We can get you shocked somewhere.
Get me shocked. I need to be re-shocked but it was funny. It was cute to go with someone that was so scared because I was not as scared because I knew we were doing the pussy route. But she was, when we went into the lockers, she was she came out, she was like, Annie. It was very cute to have someone to protect. And I was like, I'll go first. You know, I do like protecting someone. So that was
Nice.
fun. But your experience was different because you went to the more intense one.
Yeah, well, we did the field trip, which is like an extension pack, So they basically had us run through an obstacle course. They were chasing with tasers. Yeah, I didn't get tased because I wasn't the slow. You gotta run away from the bad guys,
Yeah.
So I was kind of throwing everyone to the bus. I would kind of push people to the side, and make sure I would get through the obstacle
Yeah.
Dude, he
first.
pushed me
but-
into a wall. My wrist
But-
hurt for 2 days because he was so
Oh,
scared from the
no.
taser.
What's the
He
saying?
hates tasers.
Well,
so.
the saying is, it's if the bear's chasing you, just don't be the slowest in your friend group, So
Yeah.
that's just what I was trying to do. It's I was just trying to not be the slowest.
And he was trying to help you be faster.
yeah.
I mean, I was down to get tased, but Ben,
Yeah.
I was running, so I'm like, okay, I'll run too. But I didn't know he was going to push me into a wall.
Well, I didn't push you. It was just, it was just
fight or
instinct.
flight.
Yeah, it's fight or flight. Yeah.
I did an escape room with my elderly parents, and I always thought if there was an apocalypse or anything, I would be so protective of them. I hired a zombie actor. I paid the money to have the zombie. I knew there was an actor coming in, and still when the actor came in, I started running so much, and I just pushed my 72-year-old mom. I do not.
Oh my
Dang.
God.
We also went to remember when we went to the Area 51 What was it? Area 52?
Oh, yeah.
thing?
You went to Area 51?
No, Area 52. The
It's like the Vegas.
or Area 15. What do they call it? Area 15.
Yeah, something weird.
It's the Meow Wolf. Like big. Have you ever been to
Oh,
that?
Meow Wolf's
Yeah.
awesome. I went to the one in New Mexico. I haven't heard
Yeah.
but like it's probably the same thing in Vegas. But that's crazy. It's
But there was like a missing girl. Like there was a mystery, and I just all of a sudden,
Whoa.
like my 82-year-old dad was like, Annie. I'm like, I'll be back, Dad. There's a missing girl. I have to solve this case. It was really fun. But all right, so you guys, you're at the crux, the end of your Mckamey Manor.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, Ben posted his last. Ben edits faster than me, so
Yeah.
he got his last episode out like last week.
Is it competitive between you two?
No, it's just I would say he's a professional
He's
editor.
faster at
It's a
running
competition.
From tasers.
It's
Ben 1, Danny 0 with
No, but I think my next episode's gonna be out in like 4 days. But that's the last one.
Yeah.
And then if something else comes from it, maybe we'll do something. But
Yeah.
it is the last one.
And then I watched the Yellow Deli where you infiltrated a like a restaurant that was like a kind of like
it was a cult. Yeah. I don't know. When Danny went to the restaurant first, he just went for fun. And then
Did you have any
No.
idea ahead of time that
Well,
it was
so at the time I had a girlfriend and I took her on a date there because I didn't know it was a cult. I just
Oh,
thought
you
it was,
just randomly went there?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I heard about this cool spot. I didn't know. So then we go there and they're super weird and you just tell there's a weird vibe. So my ex-girlfriend, she Googled it and she saw this article about like child labor and like child abuse. And it's a cult.
Did she get
And-
horny afterwards? Did you get laid after that article?
I wish that would be cool. No, I honestly don't remember, but that would be cool. But yeah, she was like, hey, let's pitch this to Reckless Ben. This is a Reckless Ben video. And then Ben's just like, dude, we're doing it together. And that's how I got into infiltrating cults. So I've basically been working with Ben for like 2.5 years now.
So you weren't
Yeah.
friends beforehand?
No, we were friends, but not like doing investigative stuff together.
Right, cool.
And then this series, the Yellow Deli series, literally brought us to like we're best friends now. And
yeah.
I don't know. I'm just like, I just feel like my content and just everything in general is just better when working with Reckless Ben.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's so cool. And then how did you get started in all this?
So I was like kind of homeless in my car and
Been there
yeah, and
twice?
I don't know. I just do things that interest me, I guess. So like I did slacklining because it was interesting. And I was like, I wonder if I can do like backflips on like a tightrope because it's like hard enough to walk across the tightrope. Like, what if I can do backflips on it, you know? So it was just interesting to me and I did it. And then the next thing after I broke my neck, so I couldn't like slackline anymore. So I was like, what else is interesting? And I was like staying by my friend's house because he had like a house, but I was like in my car because I was like, I don't know. I was like in engineering before in college. I dropped out because I was like, screw engineering. And I was like, he was living right next to the Scientology building. And I was like, like, why do people pay like hundreds of thousands of dollars to believe in an alien? That's all I knew about it. I was like, and so I would look it up online. And I'm like, there's nothing online about this. I guess I got to go in and figure it out myself. And I wore like secret camera glasses because I was like, obviously they're not going to let me film them. So I have to just force it. And then that's how I did Scientology. I was like, figure out what was in Scientology. And I was like, this is sick. I was like, I want to figure out more stuff. And I just started, I like went inside like pyramid schemes, like reality TV shows, like finding out like if they're real or not, like what creates a pyramid scheme. Yeah, we did the cult. Cause I was like, what's inside a cult? Like, what's it like, you know, like how do cults even exist with the internet? You know, like they should be able to Google themselves and be like, I'm in a cult. Like, why do cults exist? So that's why I went into that. Cause I was like, how does,
well, don't they like tell you in cults? Like they're going to tell you this is a cult.
yeah,
Those are the bad people. Don't talk to them.
Yeah.
Don't they kind of like have a little bit of
no,
foresight in
they
that?
love bomb you like right away to make it seem like they're not doing anything wrong to get you to be like, oh, if you enjoy this now, come to our house and where there's more of this. And then that's when they get you like, hey, do you want to spend the night? But we had a whole plan with secret cameras and we were part of that cult for 3 weeks.
The
and
glasses are legendary. By the
Yeah.
way. When you didn't know that the light was going to be on.
oh my God.
They're like crushing this infiltration. Like these people are like, we love you. They totally believed you were virgins, which is hilarious.
Oh yeah.
That's on you guys. And then you didn't check the instructions to know that the light goes on.
So we had like 9 or 10 pairs of spy glasses and we had a different pair that we haven't really used before. And so we just thought it was like the other one where the other one doesn't blink when it's dark. And so when it was dark, we found out that there's a blinking light and that's how we're going to get caught. So I had to make up this whole fake backstory. And then what I would do, I would wear the non-blinking ones at night and the blinking ones during the day because you can't tell it's blinking.
Yeah.
Well, that was like very expert improv. Have you ever taken an improv class?
No.
Yes, with
incredible.
his eye, he doesn't even have a lazy eye. He was able to just move it.
That is,
No, I actually do have a lazy eye.
No. He forced a lazy eye.
It only goes off when I'm tired.
That's
though,
how
but
good
I
his
could do it right
improv
now.
is.
You
Yeah.
had to, like,
I could do
you
it
did
right
it to
now.
the camera.
That's how good his improv is. He can just
I can
move
just
his
correct
eyes
it
in
back.
weird directions.
Like
I
that.
mean, that's
Oh
like,
my God.
Yeah.
so the guy, they're like, he's a camera on this guy's face. And they're already paranoid because they're a cult. So they already were like kind of like checking and stuff with you guys. And then all of a sudden a fucking light goes on. And then he's like, it's for my lazy eye. They used to bully me.
It was so awkward. I came up with that all on the spot. And then basically after that, our whole goal was just to gain their trust.
Yeah.
And then once we gain their trust, they can start like telling us about like what they actually believe in, which is really messed up. And then we capture it just all on spy footage.
And then so with the Scientology was your first cult that you went into.
Yeah, which is kind of scary because a lot of people are like, if you like talk bad about them, they'll just like murder you.
Yeah.
And
They broke your neck.
No, they didn't break my neck. That happened beforehand. But they did keep me hostage for like 10 hours once they found out I was filming. Yeah, that was scary. And they like took my glasses and just held me hostage. And I kind of had to do like a little escape thing. It was
But the glasses were still recording. So they gave it back to me. He had the footage.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was crazy.
You guys land on your feet. I will say that it could be the slacklining. You're an emotional slackliner too with the universe.
Yeah, I
You
guess.
land. I mean, a lot of the things I've seen you guys do, it's like they all work.
I don't know. I call all the things we do like trick shots, you know, like if you watch Dude Perfect, it looks like every shot they make, they land, you know, but you don't see the thousands of fails they do, you know? And so they only post the parts that land. So that's kind of the same with us. Like I'll come with like 50 ideas and like none of them work, but then one works and we post that. And then everyone's like, oh, you're a genius, Ben. Like, how do you make everything work? It's like, well, we just post what works.
That's why I feel like
you guys are gonna get infiltrated. Someone's gonna come up with glasses and find out that you guys have failed.
Maybe that'd be sick. I would love to be on the other end. That'd be sick.
I would love to get infiltrated. That'd be crazy. But yeah, working with Ben for like 2 years, like I used to do like dumb jackass stunts before this. And I was like, what is that doing good in the world? So now like working with Ben for 2 years, we're actually putting out stuff that's like educational and trying to take down bad things in the world. So now I feel like I have like a meeting on YouTube and doing something good. So it feels good.
I think you guys having the type of accents you have and the type of like vibes you guys have when you're like, racism's like not cool, bro. It's like,
dude,
so
racism's
funny.
not cool.
It's not cool. I'm gonna say that here.
Yeah, racism's not cool.
It's not.
Did I say that right? With the accent?
Yeah, well,
it's just how I talk. I don't think it's an accent for me.
No, it's just the way you guys are.
It's funny because I'm a surfer, but he isn't. I don't think he sounds like a surfer, but you guys think he does.
He doesn't sound like a surfer, but you guys have this like you have like shaggy haircuts.
Yeah. People think we're brothers.
I don't think you guys look like brothers.
We get that all the time.
I think you just have haircuts that are long.
Yeah.
That's what I think too.
Yeah, me too.
And you get along like brothers would, I guess.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever fight?
Yeah, we've had some fights.
Yeah.
Physical?
I beat Danny up. Yeah.
Pushed him into that.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah. I put him in a chokehold and
Yeah.
You
and
can't get out of it.
Then he gave him $20,000.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ben.
Now, okay, wait. So, all right, so you went into Scientology. They're known to like sue and stuff. They didn't sue you?
No. So basically, I think the way we get away with everything is we use the Uno reverse card. And I did this before it was a trend on TikTok. So I'm not like copying TikTok
No,
trends.
you guys are very original.
I don't know. Like I just think of like, okay, so obviously we usually infiltrate kind of stereotypically like evil organizations, I guess, or like what society considers evil. And normally evil organizations get away with it because there's some type of loophole. So I just find out whatever loophole they're using. And if it works for them to use it on society, then why can't society just use the same loophole back on them, you know? So like, for instance, with Scientology, one of the main things we were like investigating was their saunas, if that makes sense. So the first thing you have to do in Scientology is you go into a sauna, they trap you in there for like anywhere from 4 to 8 hours a day, which is like terrible for you. Like people have died from it and stuff. Like Scientology is like literally killing people, but and they say that it gets rid of your toxins, you know, which is scientifically proven to be false. But the way that they get away with it, and so normally it's like you would consider it false advertising. It's a business that false advertises to you, but you can't sue them because it's their religion. They believe in it.
Right.
So when they were suing me, it was, I think they sued me for like $1 million or something. And I didn't have $1 million. I was homeless in my car. So it would have like destroyed me. So I was like, okay, I got to figure out something. So I just created my own religion called Scientology Sucks. They got legally approved by the IRS. And that way, because they were trying to get me on a defamation case. So no longer am I defaming them. I'm just talking about my beliefs because I believe that Scientology sucks.
Yeah.
So I'm not making up lies about them. I'm just I'm just stating my beliefs, and I'm allowed to believe that. It got approved by the IRS. So the detectives literally were like, "Oh yeah, it's not defamation anymore. He's like it's fair use for him to say all these things."
Can we all join that religion?
Yeah, can we join?
Yeah,
it?
you can.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
We've been looking for the coolest religion.
I think it's the coolest. Yeah,
we only went to one church. We went to Quaker Church, which is what I was
Scientology sucks is cooler. We believe in the giant plunger in the sky. This is our logo. It's the
I love
plunger
it.
cross.
I need to get a tattoo.
Yeah,
Todd said he'd do ayahuasca if I get a tattoo, but we've been trying to think of what the right.
What else? We believe in partying. So like every church has to have like a congregation, so we believe in partying because it's like a congregation, you know. And it kind of makes sense because our belief is that humans became like the best species on earth because not because we're the strongest. Like if I go up against like a tiger's gonna beat me, but we're
higher. Have him with you.
We're higher on the food chain than a tiger because of our social interactions, you know. And so that's what made humans the highest on the food chain. And so it's like, well, let's promote social interactions. Let's go to parties, you know? And so that's like, the government was actually like, oh, this is legit. And they actually signed this like a real religion because of that.
Do you have a friend that's a lawyer, or you just?
No, I'm my own lawyer.
I love this.
I get sued every single series. I'm my own lawyer every single time, and it always works.
If I was doing a series without Ben and I need a lawyer, I would hire Ben, or just anything pretty much. I would want Ben on my team.
Yeah, I know nothing about the law too, but it just always just ends up. I think my ideas are so far out of the box because I know nothing about the law that it just like the other like legitimate lawyers that are suing me just never see what I've planned.
We should make you a merch that it's like a billboard of your law firm.
Oh yeah, I'm down.
I come up with merch ideas for people.
Yeah, I should create my own law firm. That'd be funny. But yeah, I think most lawyers that like sue me, they're expecting like a lawyer response back. You know, they're like, oh, well, this is how he's gonna retaliate to this. I just do something like way out of the box, and they're like, oh, I didn't see this coming. And I think they just like get them on like the element of surprise every time. You know.
Was there anything in Scientology that you were like, this is good? I guess not when they throw you in a sauna.
It's a bait and switch for sure. So they advertise good things and they start out good, and then it's a switch for sure. Like, they do make you think about some deep questions about like the meaning of life and stuff, and like what's my existence here for. So that's like the bait, you know, is they get you to ask these deep questions, and the switch is their solutions to those questions are just like garbage. Like the answer to life is aliens, you know, and like Xenu is your Lord, and you know, and it's like, and your purpose here is to give all your money to Scientology. And so it is like their bait is really good. Like they actually offer legitimate things, and then every single time they switch it out to be like a scam, if that makes sense.
The closest to a cult that I've ever been in, and I've been close. I go a couple sessions in. I always go right before someone leans in for a kiss. I'm like, whoa.
Seems like we need her on our next infiltration, dude.
Listen, I'm down to do any of that stuff.
What about the fingering cult? You guys should do that next.
What's the fingering cult?
Can you pull anything up
about it? Is what I think it is?
It's okay. So we watched a documentary on it, and it's basically like this woman was like, I don't know if she's saying God is the female orgasm or anything, but it's basically like you have to finger women. So then they have like these sessions where it's just like she's teaching all these guys like how to finger women, and there's just like a woman just like spread out and they're fingering her. And
what's culty about? That just sounds like a sex class.
but it ends up being like there's more like men. Like they'd be upset, like the women would be mad, and she'd be like, you need to get like a fingering. And then they're like having to get fingered by like these guys.
Well, maybe the girls are just horny and they just need to orgasm. I don't know. I could see a little bit of truth in that.
No, they probably can only hang out with each other. They can't hang out like it's only that group.
And then it became a cult because all these guys started to join to try to, you know,
to get laid.
Yeah. And then they were like, what about male sexuality? And then it was like, once it became like hand jobs, they're like, well, this is out of control.
Oh, and then it turned to and then there was angry guys because they weren't getting hand jobs. I mean,
but it was if
you give a guy a hand job, I guarantee he's gonna be less angry afterwards. But
she was on to something. But I mean, doctors used to, when women were being hysterical, they would just put vibrators on them. That's how vibrators were invented.
I mean, out of all the cults I looked up, this one seems like probably the most like logical, I'd say.
It does. We know
because I mean, who's like who gets like angrier after they have sex? You know, it's like normally like sex like calms people down, right? Yeah. So I mean, let's see where they're coming from.
I think maybe the girls were feeling scooped out. You know, they were feeling a little over scooped. There weren't enough. There were like there were less women than there were men. You know what I mean? So they're like, oh my god,
you can't have too many scoops, Ben.
Yeah. there's obviously more to the story I'm not getting.
They're getting dug
But-
out.
Yeah. There's like documentaries. Have you seen the there's also like a tickling cult too?
Yeah,
Is that
so I actually wanted that to be my next series after Mckamey Manor because it's the exact same thing. You're right. It's a guy who tricks people into getting tickled, and it's really just a fetish thing for him.
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
Yeah, and then turns out I was researching him like a couple months ago, like maybe like 2 months ago. I was like, dude, I gotta like track this guy down. Turns out he's dead. He died. Yeah, so it's kind of bittersweet, I guess. Kind of, like
We should dig up his corpse and tickle it.
like good thing he's not doing it anymore, but also it's bad because now I get one less series to do on him.
Does he did he get tickled or he just tickled others?
He convinced college students to tickle themselves. So he created these tickle competitions. So
and then he just like gets off on it.
Yeah, whoever lasts. No, it's deeper than that. So whoever lasts the longest wins $10,000 being tickled, and he has a humiliation kink. So he likes to see other people get humiliated, but that's not the humiliation. What he does is he uploads these tickle videos of these straight men to porn websites and then shares it to all their contacts, like Black Mirror style. And like he's doing this like varsity football players, and like it gets them kicked off of like the varsity team. He does it to like people's jobs. People are getting fired from their jobs and stuff because these like videos are getting spread, and people are like, oh, we don't want this type of person representing our school.
That's pretty creepy.
And the documentary goes on this huge mission to track the guy down, and it's like the most epic documentary I've ever watched. I'm like, this is sick. But then at the end, the climax, they finally track him down after like 2 hours of the most intense investigative work. They finally find him. They come out of the car with the camera crew, and the guy's like, hey, can we ask you some questions? And the guy's like, nope. And then he walks away, and it's like, that's the end of the documentary. And they're like, tickle competitions are still going on. And I like threw my popcorn. I was like, no, I'm like, this is the worst ending to a documentary ever. And I was like, I'm going to make a documentary on this guy. But instead, when I find I'm going to like handcuff him to like the street sign. I'm going to get like 7 people that he's like ruined their lives, and they're just going to tickle him, and we're going to record him and put him on the internet without his consent on porn websites and see how he likes it. And then I looked him up, and it's like, he's dead. And it's like, that would have been the best. I don't know. I think just like old age or something, but
he got to do it his whole damn life.
I think what it was he was like this nerd, and he wanted to like, he had like this fetish of like getting like the cool guys. And he had like this tickling competition, and he would send this woman in to like bars and be like, do you want to make 10 grand or she'll buy him like a car? And they go in and they just strap them down and just have guys tickle like their feet. And they're like, oh my God.
Every smart cult leader has one woman.
I don't think the girl existed. I think the girl was a fake persona, I think is what they ended up concluding. Yeah, he was going under a fake alias as a woman, but they tracked like the credit card down or something that like the transactions were happening, and they were able to find out there was actually like a dude behind it.
Oh, wow.
And but yeah, I wanted to Uno reverse card him so bad and like show him what it's like to be unconsensually tickled on a porn website, but it would have worked too. I would have gotten away with it, I think. But
I like that you're using your engineering brain. In this way.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I guess engineering is just like problem solving. Like we have a problem and like, how do we solve it? Like you have like, okay, here's where we're starting, here's where we're finishing, and like connect the puzzle pieces. So like on that one, it's like, okay, there's a tickle guy. We got to get him on a porn website being tickled. How do we do it? Like we got to come up with a fake scenario. We got to, I don't know, like create a fake LLC, probably get in contact with them and strap them down. So I don't know. I mean, these are just initial thoughts.
I like the LLC approach. It's fun.
How
many LLCs do you guys have?
I usually create one for every series, just like for parodies for some reason. I don't know. Like I created LLC for Scientology Sucks. We actually bought Mckamey Manor's LLC. That was funny. So we own Mckamey Manor now.
And then Ben tried to fire Russ, and
we did fire him.
Yeah, you did. But then the cops came, and it was like a whole thing. But we had a whole plan, and then
the cops didn't believe us. But then we showed them the paperwork, and then
a cop did show up though.
Yeah,
and it was me.
And
he can't impersonate a cop, so I ended up being a stripper.
Yes, there were so many layers to that.
We always
so
are one step ahead of the person that we're trying to take down.
Yeah, even when they think they're 2 steps ahead, they're actually 2 steps behind.
Yeah, he literally thought he was ahead of us. He was like live streaming on his Facebook, like celebrating that he finally beat us. And then 20 minutes later, we show up at his house, just fully trolling.
Yeah, he's fired for sure. He will never work at Mckamey Manor ever again.
But he still works at Walmart.
Yeah, I didn't buy Walmart, so I can't fire him.
Dude,
for that
I saw
position,
something on Facebook. I don't know if it's true that he doesn't work there anymore. I just found this out yesterday.
You think he got
Oh,
fired
no.
from what you guys did?
No, I think he just might have quit. I have no
Dang.
idea. So
To show up to a shift too. You guys are like so
Well, we were just returning the stuff, because he makes you buy a bunch of props. But
dude, we were so respectful too, and he just was saying that we were like harassing him. We were being so nice to him.
All we wanted was just pizza. Because so here's the thing: is he signed in the contract that he would get pizza with us, and so like the day before we were like, "Hey, do you want to get pizza with us?" You signed it, and he's like, "No, I'm going to go against contract." So going against contract could land him in jail.
But anyone that goes through Mckamey Manor, he gets pizza with them after. So why is he just not getting pizza with us?
Yeah, I don't know. It was very strange how he would, just like single us out like that. That was very weird that he would do that. But then, so obviously we don't want him to go to jail because we're nice people. Like, because what's the alternative? He's going to go to jail. So we just showed up to, his work, and we're like, hey, just if you get pizza with us, you don't have to go to jail for like 30, 40 years, And like, we're like, we'll buy the pizza. We try to make it as easy as possible for him, And we would we could have even just gotten like a frozen pizza from Walmart, and just ate it with him right there. Like we would have made it literally as easy as possible. But for some reason, he was so adamant on like just not eating this pizza that he was literally like willing to go to jail for like
so then we had to
30
show up
years
at
or
his
something.
house, and I had 2 large pizzas, and I was like, delivery for Russ Mckamey, and he still denied the pizza.
Does he want you guys when you do Mckamey to show up in like the suit you were wearing, or was that just you?
Oh, the onesie?
No, everyone has to wear a onesie.
Everyone that goes through has to wear a onesie.
It's always Halloween at Mckamey Manor, so you always got to be in costume.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, there's so much stupid stuff you have to do before you even get to go to Tennessee.
Yeah.
He makes you do stupid stuff, and it's like a whole process to even go do it.
I actually liked the challenges. I didn't think it was stupid, but no, actually, I thought it was stupid. It was stupid.
Yeah, to go to Walmart with my onesie on, getting like 15 people to do the chicken dance with me. Just
how
stupid
long
stuff.
did you went through the Mckamey Manor, right?
Yeah.
And then how long did who lasted longer?
So Ben
it was
went
close.
Well,
That's not true.
you have a history of jackass.
I know I do have a history of stunts, but for this was like not the plan to see how far I go. So Ben already went pretty far.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, if I go far as well, it's just going to be the same kind of content. We're not trying to see how far we go. We're just trying to find out like, why is this guy doing this and stuff like that, like investigate. So I thought the plan for me was to just question him about this 200-page contract that he makes you sign that's saying like all these crazy stunts. And he says something about wasp. And I used to get stung by crazy wasps. I'm like, dude, take me to the wasp. Yeah. And he was just getting so mad because if you question him, you're automatic a hater. And he will never like forget that.
He's just such like a stone
and he kicked me out.
Well, the way I see it is, it's a natural human response to get angry when someone catches you in a lie, because the alternative is your audience sees you as a con artist,
Right.
So it's a lot easier just to get angry and like flip it. So it's like, oh, you're the bad person, So that was kind of the whole goal was, I already went as far as I could go. So Danny probably would have gone just as far as I went. And then something would have happened where Russ is like, okay, you can't actually make it into the haunted house because like for me, his phone battery died,
Right.
So you can be the toughest person in the world, but if his phone battery dies, I can't make it past that, and I can't just bring a charger with me because he's spraying you with a hose, it'll get wet and it's going to stop working. So like, there's no real way we can get past that. And the same thing would happen with Danny too. So
there's no actual manner. He doesn't take you.
There's no actual manner. It's only for his benefit.
Right.
It's like what makes him like get off. So he like tricks you to think you're going to do this crazy haunted house and it's only for his benefit because he gets off from it. Yeah. And it's like people are like trying to thinking they're going to win $20,000 and like get off work and spend money to get out there and they're just scammed.
Yeah. And you have to buy all the props and stuff too. Yeah.
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 And then also like you could do where he live streams on Facebook Live and you're just getting like waterboarded and like just doing stupid exercises, or you can be an actual victim. I don't know. He like picks and chooses what he's going to film on Facebook Live and what he does secretly behind the scenes. And he just keeps it for himself, which we got a hold of that footage recently.
Yeah. I remember you were just excited. You had just gotten it when I met you.
Yeah.
But most of these things are like ego related weird things, right?
Yeah. It's hard to say like why he does a bunch of stuff. And to a certain extent, I kind of like can see like half of why he does this, like from an extreme athlete point of view. I love like pushing my friends to their limit, you know, where we'll be training and my friend will be really scared to throw like a double backflip on a slack line, and I'll push them, you know, and it's like, the more that I can see my friends push their fears, the more reward I see them get at the end of the day. And it's rewarding to see people like accomplish their goals, you know, and like really push through when they're like in a terrified moment.
Yeah.
So I can see that, but Russ kind of takes it to a point where it's not really about pushing your fears anymore. It's more just about humiliating you. So yeah, to feed his ego and so he can feel like he's better than you know, and like, oh, I just took advantage of you. And in this like secret footage we watched, a lot of what we saw is it's more like, okay, like he's like shaving women's heads and stuff, even though he promises he's not going to shave their head. Then they come there and he's like, oh, now that you're trapped, now we're going to shave your head. Cause I think he really just wants to feel like, oh, I've ruined like 3 years of this woman's life, you know, like now she has to go the next 3 years with like being like unhappy with her appearance. Like now I'm the reason that happened. Like now I feel powerful because I'm in control. Like I just took 3 years of this woman's life from her, you know. And,
but like an actual real extreme haunt, you're supposed to leave happy. Like I'm so stoked I pushed myself. Like you're still like a real 17th person.
Door.
Yeah, like you leave happy. You're like, I can't believe I did that. That was really fun. That was a crazy experience. But when you go to Mckamey Manor, it's literally just for Russ's benefit, and you leave very unhappy.
Yeah, I love being scared. Like I love that feeling, the euphoria after you like.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's so fun. And next year we'll go with you guys if you guys go again. But would it even be fun to go again?
Yeah, they change up every year. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, they do change it.
We should have brought her to Crucible, dude. She would have done well.
Oh yeah,
I will do it because I will do it. I'm like, I am scared, but I do like. I know the feeling.
You should have done Ben's basement. I changed Mckamey Manor to, since I own the company now. I threw my own haunted house like last week, and then I did all the I actually had like 10 legitimate stunts and then gave away like a huge cash prize at the end. Just like,
awesome.
troll Mckamey Manor.
Yeah,
you know?
gave away $10,000 because Russ claims like he's going to give away like money and he doesn't have that money or he's never going to let anyone win. So Ben's like, let's do a full troll on Mckamey Manor. I'm going to start my own company and someone's going to leave with $10,000.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And this,
who won?
This older lady, Susan, she's so sweet. And then it was like a fan partnered up with like a social media creator. So it was Shirley's and Susan.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy. Yeah, she was definitely the underdog. She was like a 50-year-old, like retired law enforcement officer. And yeah, it was like all these like parkour athletes and like jackass guys. And then like Susan.
Yeah.
and yeah, she ended up winning. It was crazy.
That's so
I was a
cool.
referee. It was cool.
How long was it?
Oh, it was really long. I don't know how long.
Like 5-6 hours maybe.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'd say like 5 hours maybe.
Yeah.
It was intense. It was the video will come out soon, but yeah. I don't think there was any serious injuries. So people got roughed up though for sure. But yeah, I don't want to spoil what was inside because the video isn't out yet.
I get mad. That's the only problem. When I get roughed up, I get pissed. That's my only problem. But it's fun. But I strike back.
Now I know who to invite for some crazy stuff.
I strike back.
Dang.
Todd, if Todd fucks me up even a little bit, he's done.
Todd, would you do crazy stuff with us?
Yeah, I'd do it.
Oh my God. He had to get me from my friend's house in the hills and he had a bellyache for 2 days.
Yeah, I do get dizzy easily. So spinning around is like hard for me.
We're just driving through Hollywood Hills?
No, it's just like I get like car sick and I get like,
He's got a weak belly.
I get like seasick and shit.
Oh.
But I could do.
It's good. It keeps me
I'm
on.
fine. I don't think that will affect some stuff we'll do.
Yeah.
But like he's never gonna go like skydiving with me or anything.
Oh no.
Yeah, that makes
I know, isn't it
that'll
sad?
make
He
me
doesn't go on
sick.
roller
Really?
coasters.
You think it would make you sick?
Yeah, I think so. I think when I go on like roller coasters, I get like so sick.
He's
Yeah.
the kid
We're
that
at cliff
threw up on
jumping.
roller coasters. And
Cliff
that's so embarrassing.
jumping, I do. I have gotten sick like once from doing it. It's like that, just like that G of my stomach going up. That like makes me so nauseous.
What
and then
about
the
flying in
whole
an
day-
airplane?
Flying in an airplane, I could
He
do,
has
but
to have the window seat. He
sometimes,
has to like look out.
sometimes I do get sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, skydiving was a lot less gnarly than cliff jumping, I thought. Because cliff
really?
jumping, you see the ground come up.
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
you feel like you're falling. But skydiving, the ground stays the exact same distance away the whole time because it's so far away from you, you can't see it come closer. And then all of a sudden they pull the parachute. So you just feel like you're flying the
I
whole
didn't
time.
feel,
Yeah.
I was kind of like, I had been waiting to skydive. My mom had told me, I have a twin brother. My mom's like, I'm going to get you guys skydiving when you turn 18. And then she forgot that she told us that, even though it was 2 against 1. But so like in my head, I was always like, oh, I want to skydive. And then my brother had kids and he no longer wanted to do it. He just like didn't have the same thirst for blood that I did.
Dang.
And so when I did go, I did it tandem with someone. I didn't take like the long class to do it alone. And I felt like because I wasn't the one like taking the jump, like I think the scary part is like stepping out.
Yeah, that's literally the scariest part. And then after that, it's fun.
But he kind of stepped, you know?
Yeah. Base jumping's not. Have you base jumped?
No. It's
base jumping's gnarly. Skydiving was just like super chill. It's like, yeah, that was fun. Base jumping's scary because you see it like, it's like you're like 200 feet up. So like you see the ground.
Is that in a squirrel suit? Is that what base jumping is?
No. I mean, you can base jump squirrel suit. Yeah. Basically base jumping is just parachuting from anything that's not an airplane, I guess. But yeah, it is scary. Nuts. You gotta jump on that. I'm like getting scared
talking about it, but I still want to do it. I used to do a joke about how skydiving wasn't scary, and like next time I do it, I want to go to a place with like a 1-star review on Yelp.
Yeah, even then you'll probably be fine because it's like you got like
it every day.
You got like 2 minutes to pull the parachute. Even if the parachute doesn't work, you have a backup parachute. Yeah. Base jumping, you got 2 seconds to pull the parachute, or else you're dead.
Yeah.
You know, if it gets tangled up, you're dead. If it doesn't open, you're dead. If you hit the cliff, you're dead. You know, if it opens up the wrong way and then you go into the cliff, like like skydiving, you're in the middle of the air. It's safe.
Yeah.
You're chilling. You know.
I just wanted to do this. Like I wanted a picture of me doing that. So I was all focused on that. I was like, just tap my shoulder when they're going to take the picture.
That's nice.
I got my pic. And then, but I was like, then we just like, it was like featherly too, like,
soft. Skydiving's fun. It's very extreme. Definitely one of the biggest adrenaline rushes ever, I think.
But
I've had that's more mellow for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I did a joke about how it wasn't scary enough. And then there was a guy in the audience that was like, oh, I'm a skydiving instructor. I can fuck you up. Like I can make it real scary. And then I was like, okay, but I haven't done it.
Yeah.
But that guy, hit me up. I'll do it. We can go skydiving with them. He'll get you like real low.
That'd be sick.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
I went on the scariest thing I did actually was I was in a hot air balloon in Albuquerque, and it's not that scary when you're up there, even though like if you kind of stop to think about it, because you're almost going so slow that it's weird. You're like, oh, we are just like I could just jump out of this, you know? And it was funny because like all the dogs would like bark up at you and freaking out. And then we just like went over the mall. It like wasn't really that pretty or anything. But then when we were landing, the guy goes like, oh shit, brace yourself. And then we just like clunked down and we're like spit out the side.
Dang.
The instructor was just on top of my lesbian friend. He was just like basically mounted her. It was pretty funny. But it was just like, that was scarier to me than skydiving because I heard his voice.
Yeah.
Like he was like, oh fuck.
I think it could be scarier for something that's not supposed to be scary, and then the guy's like, oh, like watch out or whatever. Like it could be like, oh, what's happening?
I had a vision in a ketamine trip. Okay, medical ketamine trip. It was beautiful.
It was medical ketamine.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Mindbloom. What's up?
It's do you have bipolar?
No.
I have a bipolar friend who does medical ketamine.
Yeah.
But what do you do medical ketamine for?
To learn. To learn more.
That's valid.
To learn
I
more.
think it was
for like anxiety
medical.
and stuff.
Well,
no, it's medical. No, I'm sponsored by them. They're one of our sponsors.
Oh, really?
I don't know what the code is. We'll put it on the bottom.
Oh, that's wait.
No, but I did it last night, and I literally like flew around the world in my trip. Like I flew everywhere. I went into space, and I just was like controlling it and steering it. And I was thinking like, because I rode on a private jet, not bragging. But I did, and this is the second time. One time I went up for 20 minutes because the private jets you have to make sure they're always working. So like people aren't always renting them or using them. So the pilots, we became friends with pilots. Our friend Tony Hinchcliffe was friends with these pilots. And so over the pandemic, they would just take us up for 20 minutes and bring us back down. And I was thinking like, rich people, I think, are like the ultimate adrenaline junkies because they've reached like the max of like so many things in their life. Like they can kind of just snap and get things that they're like, I don't know how much of it is just like to get somewhere more conveniently, or if it's like, because it is when you're on a little plane, it's like, it does not feel as safe as a big plane. It does not feel as safe. I feel like the pilots, you guys are like shaking hands like,
well, those are the planes that always crash.
You feel more turbulence for sure.
Yeah, and they crash more.
I think commercial planes crash like almost very rarely, but the private jets crash all the time.
Yeah, because they're tiny, they're flinging through the air, and you can see everything. Like you never watch it. Like I've never been like, hey, can you pop the cockpit open and I can watch you land? Like you see the runway land and you're just like, oh, this is like an adrenaline thing too.
But you also don't have to wait through TSA. I think that's the main.
No, it's pretty sick.
Oh,
it's pretty sick.
That would be unreal.
But I was just thinking, and this was just at my trip. So who knows if this is, but then I was thinking about like, I had a vision that I was in that submarine that exploded. And I was like thinking, I was thinking about like,
oh no,
when you're super rich, you're like, I gotta see the Titanic at all costs. Do you know what I mean? You're like, the guy's like, I already own all these businesses. I already can like buy any food I want or anything I want. So I want to see the Titanic. I don't know. That was just the thought I was thinking about.
Yeah,
like
a little
super
bit
rich
of ketamine
people.
trip right there.
Do you think your sponsor would like it if we ordered ketamine right now to show them how?
I think I don't know if the audience would. I think we would just be like laying back.
Really?
Like I had like a mask on. He came in. He actually filmed. Todd, will you play my video? Play the video now of when I came out. I had him film me like right when I came out. I was like, I was up here, I was down there.
Dang, I've never tried ketamine, but does it help with your medical
It helps
things?
it helps with anxiety and depression and all that stuff. They say it helps for people that like do antidepressants, that antidepressants take such a long time to start working and you kind of have to try different things. And this is like more of an immediate.
Really?
It like will rewire the neural pathways in your brain.
Do you have like a come down afterwards? Like say you do ketamine every day for like a year and all of a
Well,
sudden
you would
stop.
feel bad. You wouldn't feel good if you did it.
I think so. You just took it yesterday. How do you feel now?
I feel really good. I was having like anxiety about some work stuff yesterday. And then I basically felt like this feeling of like life and death being the same thing. And that like, there's really nothing to worry about. I do a lot of hallucinogens though. I'm very into ayahuasca and stuff like that. But that's kind of like, I always am shown like that, like life is like equally as hideous as it is beautiful. And I think probably the work you guys do, you see a lot of pretty gnarly things and whatever, but it's like, I don't know. I just was seeing like, you just see like that they exist together, good and evil.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Wow.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Anniewood. If you are new to the channel, we are now about to go into our ads. We love our ads, and if you love them too, please support the show and enjoy some of the products that we enjoy. And also take time to like, subscribe, comment, and click that little bell so we can see you again. And to all our new people, welcome. We're so excited you're here.
We got a lot of good guests coming up, guys. You don't want to miss it. So subscribe and leave a comment saying who else would you like to see Annie
See who else you'd like in the comments. And we got some real big ones coming, okay? And some who've lost weight. True. Some real big guys, and we love you so much. Now, guys, you've heard me talk a lot about mental health struggles and getting better and all the things that I try to do, my breath work, all of my shamans.
You heard a lot about it on this episode, actually.
And you heard a lot about it on this episode. The night before this episode was recorded, I used one of my did one of my Mindbloom sessions, and it was absolutely incredible. I can't tell you how much lighter I feel. I was starting to really feel the pressures of the holiday, the end of the year, all of the bills, everything going on, family stuff. And I just was feeling pretty dark, you know, and my regular breathwork and stuff wasn't working. So I figured, why don't I use my beautiful sponsor, Mindbloom? And boy, did I have the most amazing time. It was incredible. I was flying, I was diving, I was my own snake. Todd recorded it. Maybe it'll end up in an episode.
Maybe we'll get Danny Berk and Reckless Ben on it too. They
maybe we'll get them to try Mindbloom, but it really does. I like the name Mindbloom because it does help you bloom open when you're having like reoccurring thoughts that just aren't helping you move forward. This ketamine therapy has really helped me with that. I do my best to not have anxiety and depression, but Todd, the spins get me.
She starts spinning and spinning and spinning.
And don't I do so much better after my Mindbloom treatments?
Oh, she's so much better.
You got to sound like I really am.
Oh, she's so much better.
One more time.
Oh, she's so much better.
Like if I hadn't done my Mindbloom last weekend, I would be worried about the sound of the mailman behind us, but I'm not worried about that because I know you guys understand and you're cool. And if you have a problem with it, Mindbloom actually can help you with that sort of anxiety and all of the expectations you have on us in our ads. Mindbloom is the leader in ketamine therapy, having helped tens of thousands of people overcome their anxiety and depression. Mindbloom's expert clinicians and guides can help you feel better in days, not weeks, and you can complete. Oh, that's very cute. That's very cute. Hi. That's very cute. There's a little kid on an ATV with his dad. Jersey baby. I think that's happening. Or am I on Mindbloom? Mindbloom's expert clinicians and guides can help you feel better in days, not weeks, and you can complete treatment entirely from the comfort of your own home. In a study of over 1,000 Mindbloom clients, 89% reported improvements in their anxiety and depression after only 4 sessions. Now,
That's amazing.
It is. Now Mindbloom has a new program that goes beyond depression and anxiety to help you overcome challenges in your everyday life. Mindbloom has helped me so much. It really is incredible. And the little pack that they give you is so cute. They have the best memory foam masks, and the people you can talk to, the clinicians, are really incredible. And they have guides that you can pick out and you meet, and they help you integrate all the stuff that you learned in your journey out in the world. And I literally cannot talk this up enough. A lot of my friends and some of my fans have used this product, and every single one has thanked me and thanked Mindbloom. So you guys, if this is what you're looking for, if this is something you've been interested in, this is a safe and easy way to do it. And you can be in the safety of your own home. I have an awesome offer for you guys today, so you can help tackle your mental health in a whole new way. Right now, Mindbloom is offering our listeners $100 off their first 6-session program when you sign up at mindbloom.com/Anniewood and use the promo code Anniewood. Break free from anxiety and depression and feel better faster with Mindbloom. Mindbloom.com/Anniewood and use promo code Anniewood. And guys, listen to the rest of the episode. I talk more about it, but it's incredible. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, so much money you're saving.
Guys, 'tis the season to get your health in order, okay? You can't go another year without getting your B-holes checked, your A-holes checked, your front holes checked, your mouth holes checked, your brain, everything. Any ailment you have, it is soon to be the new year. It's time to get ZocDoc. ZocDoc is one of my favorite things that I'm sponsored by because it is free to you and it just helps you. I use it all the time. I love it so much. It is the reason why my teeth got fixed within 24 hours. It's a beautiful app. All you got to do is use my promo code when you download it. It helps out the show and it helps out your cookie or your mind or your mams.
Because we all know finding a doctor can be so complicated, between making sure to take your insurance to finding someone you're comfortable with. It can be a whole thing.
And it's true. It's like, to find a doctor that takes your insurance, see if they're rated well. ZocDoc has all of that in one. You can find top rated doctors that take your insurance and will handle any condition that you have and are looking to fix.
So luckily ZocDoc has you covered, and you guys know we love and use them ourselves.
We love ZocDoc. We would use ZocDoc all the time. Todd finally has health insurance, which is very exciting. And Todd now has a ZocDoc account. ZocDoc is the free app where you can find amazing doctors and book appointments online. We're talking about booking appointments with thousands of top-rated patient-reviewed doctors and specialists. You can filter specifically for ones who take your insurance, are located near you, and treat almost any condition you're searching for. I use ZocDoc. I got my teeth fixed within 24 hours. I went to a neurologist. Everything that I need is right there. And don't let anything stop you. Go to ZocDoc.com/Annie. Look, the average time to book a doctor on ZocDoc is just 24 to 48 hours. I am living proof of that. I have gotten all my stuff done within 24 to 48 hours. And that's how I need it. I'm busy. I'm thriving. I'm running around. Sometimes I got an itch. I got a scratch. I got something in an area that I'm a little nervous about, a special reproductive area. And I need to go to a gyno immediately. ZocDoc's got me covered. I have a toothache. I made my appointment at 11 p.m. that night and I was able to get it fixed the next day. Turns out I just needed a good deep clean for the cookie too. All doctors on ZocDoc have verified patient reviews, so you can scoop them out before you book it and make sure they're a good guy. Go to ZocDoc.com/Annie and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/Annie. ZocDoc.com/Annie. New year, new you, baby. Make your days a little merrier with microdosing. You know that just right feeling where your mind and body are totally at peace, like after a workout or a long shower? I like to work out in the shower myself.
I hate smoking weed and getting too high, and then you're just panicking and you're just sitting on your couch just worrying about things that happened 5 years ago.
Todd, do you know that glow after a workout? Have you felt that in a while?
I feel it every day of my life. Dealing with you.
The heavy lifting. Microdosing can get you into the zone and help you stay there longer. Each gummy has a small dose of THC, just enough to help cut through your anxiety and relieve pain and muscle tension.
That's what I like about it.
It can even aid with sleep, focus, and creativity.
Sometimes I just stay there awake, just wanting to do things or just very anxious, but that microdose is a perfect amount to just knock me out. Because if you smoke too much, you'll go crazy.
I
in
myself personally, if it's never worked for me before bed, but Todd is having a lot of success with microdose.
I just love to take it and go watch a movie, go into public, talk to people, and you're not that stoner guy that's just in public all high with the red eyes and all that, smelling like reefer, smelling like you just came out of a Bob Marley concert.
Yeah, it'd be weird. You'd be very old if you came out of a Bob Marley concert.
Yeah, you don't want that.
You don't want to seem that elderly that you actually were at a Bob Marley. And that would be some strong stuff, huh? If it still smelled after all that time. Wow.
You don't want to smell like you came out of watching that Bob Marley document or
okay, there
biopic.
we go. Maybe a Ziggy Marley concert.
I think Ziggy Marley's even too old.
Microdosing helps you live more in the moment and can even spice up your sex life. I am always dropping them into Todd's. I mix it up with
My chocolate milk Ovaltine?
No. I put it in his oysters because they're also an aphrodisiac. And that's also the name of our snake, aphrodisiac.
These gummies make you feel great without getting high from just one dose. That's that sweet spot between THC and CBD, the perfect place to be when tackling creative projects or just having a chill, relaxing night.
And let me tell you, Todd did have a microdose, and then he came up with a really good idea for a movie, a horror movie.
That's true.
Can I tell them the name of it? It's called Toad Man.
All the hemp is grown in the U.S. from small family farmers, and the gummies are made with the highest quality of organic ingredients.
We want to support farmers. We want to support farmers, you guys. I am a little annoyed that our daylight savings is because of them, but other than that, we want to support farmers, okay? These are families and farmers. And that's what we want to support, okay? Don't be buying your herb off the street, okay? We can now give you a little microdose where you're not getting all weird and creepy and twitching. This is just the right... You just want to draw? You want to do something creative? Microdose.
Play a little video game.
Play a video game. Come up with a video game. Toadman? Do you think Toadman would have been...
Toadman the game.
Do you think Toadman the movie, the game, the poster...
The board game.
The board game, the app? Do you think Toadman would have come out of Todd's mind without it? I don't think so. To learn more about microdosing THC, go to microdose.com and use the code Anniewood to get free shipping and 30% off your first order. Again, that's microdose.com, code Anniewood. Microdose.com, code Anniewood for 30% off. I have my phone.
Have you guys done ayahuasca or anything?
I've been too scared, dude.
Yeah, I'm pretty scared too.
Oh my God, it's the ultimate haunt. It's your own brain haunting you.
That's true.
It takes you into your subconscious and anything you need.
I don't know. I would have to get pretty convinced, dude. I heard a lot of people just shit.
I heard you poop yourself.
That's why I don't want to do it. I don't want to shit.
Okay.
Did you poop yourself?
I never, but you know what I did? The first time I did it, we went around a circle and set our intentions. I just said, my intention is to shit my pants. Just so if it happened, I had ownership. That was my loophole.
Did you wear a diaper? I heard people wear diapers.
No, because then you're sitting in shit. It's like you can get up and go to the bathroom. So I definitely
you're tripping balls. How
but you can still get to the bathroom. I'm telling you, you can still get to the bathroom.
I feel like if I was on ayahuasca, I would think I would think I'm in the bathroom, but I'm just shitting on the floor or something.
No, I mean, I guess that could happen. There was only one guy that shit his pants, but he was on his way to the bathroom, and it was funny, and he needed to. He was his ego. He was had this very bravado, masculine ego. Yeah. And by the end, after he shit his pants and everything, he was like, I can accept love, and I can, he was being less he was almost competitive with the shaman. Yeah. And then he kind of checked his ego but he shit his pants the first night. It was hilarious. But it's not it's like you're purging something. So it's like you go through something like for instance, the first time I did it, I was having problems in relationships with men. And I was I'm always feeling so anxiously attached. So I went in with that intention. And then I was given this insight, oh, it's because you're afraid of your dad dying because I have an older dad. And then that kind of opened up all these doors in me. It felt like all these doors opened. And then you either throw up or shit.
But was it really bad when it was happening?
The shit or the throw up? Or
when
just
you're
the
throwing
actual
up,
feeling?
when is it a bad trip pretty much?
No, it feels it's uncomfortable because you're going into a place you've been hiding from yourself. But if you get through it, my shaman offers 3 cups. So it's you get your first cup and then it's 2 hours of that. And then 2 hours later, he offers another cup and a third cup. I always do all of the cups because I'm I want to go as deep as I can. Because I think for me, it's a lot of times, there was one time I tried to not trip. I was I got nervous before I went. It was I was in love. It's I had just started this
really
family
scary.
with Todd and stuff. And I was afraid. And I'd had one some guy tell me like not to do ayahuasca, and it just got in my head. And so I didn't want to do it. But then I took the 1 cup, and there's a woman, Mother Ayahuasca, that comes. It's totally crazy.
No, I believe it.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
really wild. And she ripped my face off. So I was just light, and like I just had to trip. Like I was trying to go back, and she was like, "Sorry, bitch."
Yeah, I don't know. If Ben did it, maybe I'd do it. But
I think I want to. I think it's like one of those drugs to try when I'm like 60 years old. You know,
have some stuff to.
I don't know.
Up.
I think of like acid and shrooms is like kind of like, okay, I'm like bored with life, you know, like I'm doing the same thing every day. Like if I wake up and I'm bored, and then it's kind of like a near death experience, you know, and then you're like, oh my gosh, like I see everything in a new way now. And now it's like, you're out of that like cycle again, you know? And I don't know. I think ayahuasca, I gotta like really be in like a boring place to do ayahuasca. But
I feel like
Or
it would
if you
help
get
me
tight.
with, I feel like it would help me with stuff. I'm just,
but yeah, I'm not,
It's really
scary.
it's a ride. It's cool. You would like it, but you feel so like you just learn so much, and it's your own subconscious telling you. It's just so wild. Like it really is incredible. I have this other podcast with 2 of my girlfriends, and before I started it, I went and did an ayahuasca ceremony, and like I didn't even have the idea for it. And I was like, before I went in, I was like, how can I take my career to the next level? And during my trip, she was like, you need to bring up your female audience. And she showed me the Powerpuff Girls. She's like, it's 3 girls. And then like a year and a half later, I started this podcast, and then I didn't even remember. And then I was like, oh my fucking God. And we're all like 3 different characters. You know what I mean? It was like totally crazy. And it wasn't until someone was like, you guys are like the Powerpuff Girls. And I was like, oh my fucking God. It's just things that like help me. And it's
weird how when you trip, it's like almost like, you know, they say it's like ego death. It's like the thing everyone says. It's like, oh, you get to experience ego death, you know, but it's weird how like much you realize like your ego like limits you when it's like gone. You can just see everything. You're like, oh my gosh, like this is how, like, it's almost like you're like, it's like that filter's gone, you know, like I don't want to like fall down those stairs right now. Like if I just like tipped over, it's like, cause it's like, I know that'll hurt myself. So I have a filter that stops me. But like when that filter gets removed, then you can just be like, oh, I can see everything like so clearly, and everything just makes sense. It's so easy. And then it's like weird when like when you bring that back to reality, you know, and you can just like,
you can kind of place it in different areas and integrate it in. It's like, it's so cool. This last time it was really, because this woman came to me and she was like, just clean up. Like, she's like, you're too messy. Like and she meant like, you know, physically and whatever. And emotionally. And I just really like have had a great couple months. I mean, it's been crazy since I did it. Cause I'm like, I just try to be more clean. Aren't I so much cleaner now?
She's cleaner.
I can help you. I'm a neat freak. I can help you.
But I have ADD. So it's like, if I don't clean first, it's like, it's hard for me to do anything. Cause I'm like surrounded by all this shit. But it was like, it's stuff you like people teach you. But I don't know. I just needed like myself to say it. Every time I come back from an ayahuasca trip, Todd's like, I said that to you already.
How often do you do ayahuasca trips?
I usually do it like once a year.
That's not too often. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Dang.
I know where you're like, oh, she's.
I thought you were gonna do it like every like 2 weeks.
No, and with ketamine,
just ketamine.
I think with ketamine, how they usually do it is like you do it in like a session. So it's like you'll do it like once a week for like 6 weeks.
How do you take ketamine?
It's a lozenge, and you put it in your mouth.
Oh,
and you put it in, and
that's so clean.
Mindbloom, the way the sponsor that I have is like really cool because it's like it's an app, and you put it on, and they give like a motivational speech. I have had speeches I don't like on it, but most of them are good. But you can pick and choose them. But it's like, so they have a speech for 7 minutes, so then you know to like spit out the rest of the ketamine. But then they just play this music, and it's really cool. It's like, and they give you like a low dose in the beginning. Yeah, they don't fuck you up too much.
But there are some ayahuasca cults too that you
can infiltrate. Ayahuasca cults.
Some people are bad
do
people.
Ayahuasca to infiltrate it.
I can see that. I can see how there could be a cult.
Well, there's in Tulum they have there's a specific type of DMT that they do, and we saw some like Vice documentary on it, and they went down and they were asking this one shaman about Bufo. They were asking this one shaman like, you know, there's like some places get accused of like misconduct and stuff, and he basically he just goes, well, some women like dress too sexual and they bring that into the ceremony, and the woman like working with him was like, no, it's lost in translation. He was like, no, it was wild. It's just you want to be like really careful.
They were asking for it because of how they dressed is what you're saying.
Is that crazy?
Oh no.
Yeah.
I thought that was just like a joke. I didn't know people actually said that.
No, people say it.
Dang.
I've never heard anyone say that.
He was like dead serious.
I hear people
aggressive.
joke about it, but that's
Yeah.
funny that.
I know. It's like, well, you shouldn't have brought that in. You're like, okay. All right.
Oh no.
I know. You just have to be careful what you do and who
It's
you
probably
do
the
it with.
worst getting sexually assaulted on DMT. Sounds
Well,
terrible.
I know. Also, you're like in another land, so you don't even know what's like real or what's happening. DMT is like really intense. Ayahuasca and DMT are the same.
Have you tried DMT?
hmm
Have you like fully broken through?
Yeah, I've had some crazy. I got like sucked up into this light, and I like didn't have to breathe anymore. I like felt like I died.
Dang.
It made me feel like dying's gonna rule.
Yeah, see, I haven't
Really?
taken that much stuff, so I don't know. I'm a very rookie.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
did 8 grams of
we
mushrooms.
can do fun things together.
My first time I did mushrooms.
You did it the
and-
first time?
Yeah, I
8
took
grams?
8 grams. Yeah, and
Were you by yourself?
yeah, in the woods. Well, I
In the woods?
Not when I took them, but I ended up being by myself because I got lost. But yeah, I just remember thinking like, I don't know, just like whatever dream I had last night. You know, it's like the way I look on that dream right now. It's like, okay, I can remember what that dream is, but it's like meaningless on this life because this life is so much more meaningful than my dream. Like that was kind of like how I looked on like this life. You know, like it was like, wow, like I still remembered everything that's in this life, but it's like I just looked at it as like, wow, this is just so much like more like it was just like a million things happening all at once. And it was like, whoa, like I was literally like in a different reality. It was
Yeah.
this strange. I've never experienced anything like that ever again, but
Yeah.
it was really good. And it was really scary too, because afterwards I was like, okay, I had like the best trip ever, but like if this was bad, like if it was like a
You felt,
bad
like,
trip,
trapped in
like,
that.
and I probably would have like died if like
yeah.
it would have gone south. Cause I was so out of control that like, I was so out of reality that
Yeah.
like, if it did go bad, I probably just would have like died or something, like gotten like mentally insane the rest of my life.
We got
So-
dosed. We got dosed by our friend. We were going on a hike. We were all camping. And our friend was like, here, take this many or whatever. And we were so fucked up. And the hike was like 8 out. Like it was just, we were just like hiking, tripping so hard. And Todd, I had a fishing knife. And Todd like grabbed the fishing knife and he's like, this makes me feel so much better. And I was like, it makes all of us feel worse
Oh
though.
my-
It's like so fucking scary.
That sounds like a scene
Oh,
from like a
no.
movie or something.
Well, he was
That's
like,
funny.
it feels like we're in midsummer. I'm like, because you have a knife, Todd, because you
Yeah.
have a knife right now. But
Oh,
we had
no.
one person that wasn't tripping, thank God.
That's
But it
good.
was so crazy. It was like so insane. Yeah, I mean, I think you have to be careful when you're in like 2 dimensions or whatever. You gotta,
Yeah, it's nice to have someone be like, no, everything is fine. Because
Yeah.
you could freak out so easily. But if someone's like on the outside and they're like, no, everything's okay, guys.
Yeah, it's weird how like one thing, but like I think my first bad trip I ever had was like the sun was like rising and over the woods, and I just for some reason there was like fog, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just set the woods on fire, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, this is all because of me. I was like, I just started a forest fire. I like genuinely believed I started like the whole trip was
so you're,
amazing.
like so guilty.
And I was like,
and-
I literally just set I don't know, I didn't have a lighter on me or anything. I don't know how I could have started, but for some reason, I was 100% convinced I set the forest on fire. I was like, oh my gosh. And then my friend, was just like, it's not the fire, it's just the sun. And I was like, oh, and then it all became good again.
yeah.
But it's
and-
weird how you can just change from like the worst thing in the world to like, oh, now it's good again. You know?
Yeah, I did acid once when I was in the Virgin Islands and St. Croix. And St. Croix's biggest export is Crucian rum, and they use molasses in it. So they're these like big towers filled with molasses. And we were just kids. We were like 16, and we dropped acid on top of this fucking tower. I don't know why. I mean, stunt girl on acid climbing down this shit. I was like, oh my God. So we climbed down, and there's like a big faucet, and I guess it was like leaking a little bit. And I was just convinced that I had like molten, like molasses in my hair, and that it was like burning me. And there
Oh
was
no.
nothing. But for 6 hours, everyone's like, "There's nothing there," and I was like, "Okay, guys,
Damn.
I have a fucking bald spot for the rest of my life."
I don't know, for me, if someone would say like, oh, there's nothing there, I would like believe them, you know, because I'm like, oh, you're right. But like, it's when I would get in my head, I guess, is when I would be
Yeah.
like when people aren't saying stuff is
Yeah.
when I'd be like, oh my gosh, what if this? And then like one side leads to another, and then
Yeah.
it spirals and spirals. But yeah, for me, it was just like the one person breaks the spiral, like, oh, that's not true. And you're like, oh, it's
Yeah.
not true. Haha, that's funny.
I know that would have been. I think I was at a not trusting people phase in my
Oh,
life, where I was like,
no.
everyone's,
You're like,
you know. Then I like,
everyone's against you. Oh,
and that's so
that's
scary.
really, I've never experienced that. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah. But we got
Oh,
through it. I got a
no.
sunburn. We ended up in the water somehow, and we were swimming, and
Oh no.
we watched Girl Interrupted.
I actually think I was really scared of that because I would watch YouTube videos like preparing how to trip, and they're always like, that's something that happens where you're gonna think that everyone's out to get you,
That's
and you're not gonna
horrible.
trust everything. So like beforehand, I always be like, okay, The people I'm with are my friends. Whatever they say, I'm going to trust them as long as it's good news. You know, if it's bad news, then I'm just going to think that they're tripping. But if it's good news, I'm going to assume that it's good. And I would mentally say that. So that way, every time they do say something to me, I'm like, okay, sober Ben is like kind of my mentor. You know, it's like sober Ben said that they're good. So I'm going to listen to that. I don't know. I had a whole like strategy going into it, but.
Well, I never would ever do research before because I didn't want to freak myself out. Like I always go into things completely blind.
Oh no. Well, I guess there's kind of a.
Yeah, so I always freak myself out. That's why I haven't really done much.
I do. You watch like, how does this go bad?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even like weed. It doesn't make me feel
like
good.
Weed at all.
I think the only way you can get disappointed in life is if you have an expectation. So as long as you don't have expectations, you can't be disappointed.
Totally.
But it is scary not to prepare before you trip, though. I feel like. I don't know.
But I do struggle with like mental health stuff. And you know what helps me? I go every single day. I cold plunge every day.
Oh, really? Do you have one?
No, I go to a place right across the street from my place, and it's like the sickest spot. It's got a 37-degree cold plunge, sauna.
How long do you go
jacuzzi.
in?
It kind of depends, like, because I'm working on the series, so I just kind of go quick in and out, maybe in the cold for like 3-4 minutes. But if I have a lot of time there, I'm going from the sauna to the cold, maybe in the cold for like 6 to 8, then back in the sauna, then back. And if you leave on cold, you have this like crazy amounts of energy throughout the whole day. And it's completely changed my life. And I'm already a happy guy, but you leave even happier. Yeah. It's literally like,
I don't know how he does it.
We have a
so
friend.
cold.
The feeling you get, that's why. What's up?
We have a friend that we did it with. You did it with us, right, Todd? Yeah. And it was like, she's my trainer too. And I was just like, I remember being in there and being like, all right, I trust you, bitch. I trust you. Like being like, I'm like, you're my shaman.
I can't do it. I get too cold.
Yeah.
I'm not even cold. It's just painful.
Well, you get through the pain. You just got to have an open mind. Then once you get through it, you're like, this is the best feeling.
I can't get through it though.
You're literally high. Like I literally leave and I'm talking to the people at the front desk and I'm just thinking, do they know that I'm like high? Right?
Yeah,
like I feel high. It was crazy.
Yeah. They probably do.
Yeah.
See, that's a good way to do it, Dan, because that's like a natural high, you know, like you don't have to feel hungover the next day. You know?
Literally, I go every day. I won't miss a day. Like Ben will be like, hey, you can spend the night tonight. And I literally say no just so I can go home because I don't want to miss a day.
He drives like 3 hours to go cold plunge for an hour and then drives 3 back hours up to LA.
It's not as good as my spot though.
I know it'd be cool if there's some in Venice that I've looked at. I think you can get like a membership or something.
Yeah.
I definitely want to do it. I want to get us a house so we can have a backyard with one.
That'd be sick too.
No, but I really have enjoyed it. It's so fun. It's so like, it hurts though.
I know it's really good for you. It's not just good for your body. It's good for your brain. It's like meditation, you know, but I can't do it. I'm skinny though. Look at this. Like I don't have.
Ben, you haven't been to my spot. Like I'm telling you, I'll get you also for first timers, they have booties. Okay. Because the feet like, Usually you put your hands above the water, and it's just like your body.
Do you dunk your head?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But
you don't want to be a
but I go every day, so now I put my hands in and everything. But like for first timers, people wear booties because the feet hurt so bad.
Do you know what I did over Thanksgiving? Todd's sister-in-law's mom rents this like big house at the Jersey Shore, like right by the beach. And then his family and the kids and the nephews and everything, or the kids and the brothers and everyone come. And then my parents come too. So I went with his sister-in-law's brother, who cold plunges all the time in Utah. His mom, his sister-in-law's mom, and my mom, and we all cold plunged in the Jersey Shore in the middle of winter, and it was fucking awesome.
That sounds amazing.
My 72-year-old mom was like dunking under. They're like, "Oh my god!" She like went in with her glasses. She was just like such a gangster.
That sounds fun.
It was really fun. It was really cool. But okay, so I wanted to ask you guys, when do you get scared when you're doing these things?
Oh, I get so scared. I feel like because he's more the infiltration guy. Now I've been doing it for like 2 years now. So I would say I'm still like learning. I've learned a lot now, but he's prepared because he did Scientology. He infiltrated a reality TV show on TBS.
Which show is it?
The Go Big Show with like Snoop Dogg and Bert Kreischer.
Oh, that's so funny. We know Bert.
Really?
Bert.
I don't think he likes me.
Bert went on his YouTube, on his podcast, like didn't say Ben's name, but he was talking about Ben, how Ben is the most disgusting human in the world.
So I don't want to start drama, but yeah. So this is what I did. It's all off YouTube, so you can't watch it anymore. But so I wanted to see if reality TV shows are real or if they're fake. So I went in with secret camera glasses and filmed the behind the scenes of a reality TV show and kind of just like documented the experience, you know, and I just uploaded it to YouTube, and I thought it was supposed to be like a commercial for the show. You know, it's like, here's what happens behind the scenes. And I didn't even show like anything like bad. It was just promotion.
But
for
this
the
is
show.
when Reckless Ben comes in. They sue him for $5 million. So Ben, what did you do back?
Oh, I did a lot of stuff, but I graffitied their billboard. So I should have won, but it was kind of rigged. So I couldn't have won, you know, because
what was the game of it?
So it was like off-brand America's Got Talent. My whole theory also was that those shows aren't really about the talent. Like, the most talented person doesn't win. It's the person that's like best for TV, like the best
has the best story.
So I was like, they probably don't fact check it. So I'm just gonna make up a story and then like just lie and have like the best story ever because it's fabricated. I can have the best story. So I just created like literally a winning story. The person that won though was probably one of the least talented people on the whole show, but he actually did have a better story than me. His story was that he had a little kid with him. And he was like, I got to pass my talent on to the next. All he did was he just like spun rope over his head. It wasn't like like that crazy or anything.
You were like, give me that rope.
But you see a little kid come with like a little rope and they ended up winning because of that.
But everything that Ben said was a lie. And so like after they found out, they were really upset at Ben.
Yeah. So they sued me for $5 million. And then first I graffitied my face on their billboard. So I had a giant billboard next to my house.
Are you a good artist? Did it look like you?
Well, I photoshopped myself in like kind of with one of my arms around the judges and like my other arm's holding a bunch of money. So it looked like I won. And I printed it out exactly to scale. And I put it on so it looked like I was a part of the billboard, like I won. And then they were pissed about that. So they were like, hey, they're like, we have our best lawyers. You're not going to win. Like, just take everything down now and stuff. And then I sued them back for $5,001 for faking their show. That way, when we crossed to each other, I come up on top of $1. And it worked. And I made $1. No, just kidding. They dropped the case because I think they weren't expecting that. I made it like a whole like hit piece against. I sent them like a blackmail message and stuff. And I was like in an abandoned mall and I had like creepy glitches and stuff. So I think they were kind of scared.
Berk, come on the show.
But he's one of my favorites. I like Bert too. You need to come back on the show.
I really like Bert. I think he really liked me too. I think
he felt betrayed.
I don't know. I think just
he got hurt that you lied to him.
Yeah, but I didn't lie to Bert. No, I didn't lie to Bert. I think he kind of was getting pressured by the executives, you know, and they're like, because all the executives are like, because Bert's the host of the show and he's like, this is kind of his baby, I guess. And all I did was just show like some behind the scenes stuff that wasn't supposed to be seen, I guess.
I have to show you that clip. He goes off on Ben.
And then, I think Bert was kind of just like, he kind of brainwashed a little bit.
Okay, come on the show. I don't even know who this man is.
But no, I would like to apologize to Bert though, if he's watching, but I don't know. I don't think I did anything to hurt him. If anything, I thought I made him look good, if anything, but I didn't make Bert look bad. And I think he even said that in his podcast. He was like, he didn't do anything to me, but like what he did to the executives was so evil and stuff. But they're doing to America's evil. They're lying to their audience, you know, and I was just there to expose that. So I don't think I did an evil thing. I just showed the truth, you know, and if that's evil, then I guess we'll have a difference of opinions on that.
But that's why I get less. That's why I get more scared than Ben because he's done this a longer time.
Right. But I did have some nightless sleeps where I'm like, okay, time to go to bed, and I just don't sleep the entire night because I'm like, I'm getting sued for $5 million, and there's just, the gears are turning. I'm like, if I'm not one step ahead, I'm going down for like the rest of my life is screwed. I'll just be paying off $5 million for the rest of my life.
It's going to be a weird crowd. People are going to send you money. It's going to be a weird. Your fans are going to just fix it for you. I
don't know. I went days without sleeping because I'm just like constantly just the gears are grinding my head. Like, how am I going to be one step ahead? And that kid with a genius idea, of suing him for $5,001. And I was like, it just always comes back to whatever they do to me, I'm just going to do to them just slightly more.
Yeah. And you're not being greedy. You're not like trying to like make them $100 million off them.
Well, I was only trying to make $1.
Yeah, you're trying to make $1.
Back in the day,
for the principle, not for the money.
Yeah, back in the day, I could have bought like a McChicken for that, but now McChicken prices are up to like $3 now.
Yeah, you can't really get much for $1.
Yeah, maybe 4 gumballs.
Yeah, a couple gumballs.
Damn.
Okay. So, have you ever been arrested for it?
No, I've never been arrested for anything.
No, he's really good at talking to cops.
Which is crazy because back in the day...
I know, you just say facts to them.
Back in the day before I did YouTube, I used to be in like urban rooftopping and stuff, like urban exploration. I was kind of like an extreme stunt person like that. So like basically the way the game works is you like sneak into a building, right? And you have to say something to security to like get like go past them. You have to like make up an excuse, like, oh, I'm a construction worker or something. Or like, oh, I have a job interview with this. And then you gotta make your way to the top. You gotta like pick the locks and stuff. And then once you're on the roof, I would do like the one arm hangs and stuff, like balancing on the ledges, you know, and I'll do like pull-ups like 500 feet in the air type of stuff. And then every single time the cops come, you have to like run from the cops. So there were definitely some close calls where it's like, if I would have been like 10 seconds slower, maybe I would have been arrested. But
so Danny would have been arrested.
No, I'm fast.
I'm just making fun of you because when he pushed you.
I would push him into the thing. Yeah.
He'd make sure you get arrested.
I'm a way faster.
Yeah, when we were in 17th door, I don't think so. I used to run cross country.
Dude, I will race you tomorrow, and I'm telling you.
Okay. We might need to do a vlog.
100% telling you I will win.
I don't know. I guess it depends on the distance, but
this is a fun challenge. I like this.
I'm definitely more long distance, but
Ben, I could do all this. I'm not.
You're a faster editor. He's a faster runner.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm not even just like shit talking right now. I'm very confident. I just know. Yeah.
Oh dang. I guess we'll see. I don't know. I mean, I'm not as fast as I was back in high school, but I don't think. But
excuses are coming.
I was like state level back in high school though. But
were your parents like? What are you're dangling from buildings? Were they like upset with you?
Yeah, that was They didn't like that at all.
No,
but
they just.
I did rationalize it to myself though, because it's weird. So, but when you do like stuff that dangerous, like obviously I don't want to die. Like I don't have a death. It's not like, haha, okay, if I die, at least it'll be like high risk, high reward. Like that wasn't my thing. Like it was 0 risk, tons of reward when I did, which is weird because it's like, I don't know. Like I always thought that driving to the building was more dangerous, or I guess I was kind of risking it with like getting arrested, you know, like I guess there are some times where like cops have come and like I could have gotten arrested, but like the death part, I don't know. Like here's how I describe it. So when you're driving a car, if you make one wrong movement, boom, now if it's like a 2-lane road, you go into the head-on collision, boom, you're dead. You know what I mean? And it's really easy to make one wrong movement, especially if you're doing like a 2-3 hour long drive and you're just kind of zoning out. Like when I'm doing like these like crane head, like one arm pull-ups underneath like a crane or something, it's like I'm fully focused. Like I'm not zoning out. It's like I've prepared for this. Like I can do like 5 one-arm pull-ups, you know? So if I go and do 2 one-arm pull-ups, like I know where my limit's at, you know? And like, if I can do 5 one-arm pull-ups without adrenaline, like 2 one-arm pull-ups with adrenaline is a piece of cake, you know? So kind of like, I always.
You filmed them or you just did it for yourself?
No, I'd usually film it just because
I was gonna say,
I like to like watch afterwards and feel rewarded.
He's super talented. It's crazy.
It's because the thing with me is the reason I do it is it is still because you're like, okay, if you're 100% sure you're not going to fall, then why are you doing it if you're not even pushing yourself, you know? But it's weird because your mind still thinks you're going to die, you know, because you're not used to, we didn't evolve to do one-arm pull-ups. I guess maybe monkeys did, but we didn't evolve that way.
We weren't supposed to get up that high.
And so your brain still says like you're going to die, but like in the back of my mind, I still know I'm safe. And like my arm is technically my harness, you know what I mean? Like I know that I'm safe and my harness is going to catch me if I fall, you know, and that I am strong enough, but like mentally you think you're going to die and like becoming confident with your body. I don't know, you see like a lot of like, it like kind of helps you like be more confident in like your everyday life. Also, like if I can do this in a safe way, then everything else seems easier by comparison. I
used to always like rock climbing. Back in the day, I had like a year when I was 19 that I liked rock climbing, and I liked the bouldering more because I didn't like having the heart. I didn't like, I wanted there to be a risk.
Yeah.
Like I wanted, even though you're going sideways, it's like, you're not going to fall that far, and there's usually a crash pad, but I was like, I wanted to like have to make the move.
Yeah. It's weird too. Cause, eventually if you do that every day, then your brain like evolves and like, cause your brain's just a muscle, you know? So the same way, like when you work out, like it's like hard for your muscles, but then like the more stress you feel, the bigger they grow back, you know? So same thing with your brain. Like the more scared you get, the more you can like terrify your brain. It's like, just like working out, it's a muscle. It grows back to be bigger, you know, and eventually it doesn't scare you anymore. Then you got to push yourself. And that's how I think of it, is like, just like working out, you know, like just how much stress can I put on my muscles? Like how much stress can I put on my brain? And then you go back to be even stronger. And
oh, I love that. That's so good. And so we're going to get you on ayahuasca, shitting in a bucket.
Oh my God.
No, people don't always shit themselves.
Is it it's in a bucket? Not a, I thought it was a diaper too.
No, I'm just kidding. No, you throw up in a bucket. You bring a bucket, but I always joke that you have to diarrhea and throw up in the same bucket, but you don't. That's not real. I just think, wouldn't that be just so funny if you had to throw up in your own diarrhea?
Yeah.
That's just like, everyone's like, this sounds horrible. I'm like, no, it's not fine. You just
probably
shit throw up in the same one.
Probably make me throw up easier.
So 2 buckets, one for my diarrhea.
No, you go to I do it in the United States.
Okay, so no buckets.
I don't go, I'm not I don't want to have to like fly somewhere where I don't speak the language.
Yeah,
and I'm not comfortable. Like I'm not waking up with sore holes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
I'm in safe spaces with people I trust, and there's
Oh, no.
bathrooms and lights leading you, and apprentices and people watching you and making sure you're good.
So I've done some cool rituals, but just never like drug related stuff like that. But
yeah, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, you did like the ant ritual, right?
What was
The
it?
bullet ant mitts.
What'd you do?
I got stung by 200 bullet ants.
At once.
Yeah, it's the most painful insect sting in the entire world.
Yeah,
The
it's
pain can last up
crazy.
for 24 hours.
And how long did it last?
24 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
And your whole body, they stung you all over or in one
Yeah,
spot?
so it's a ritual in Brazil called the bullet ant glove ritual, and they like they like sedate the ants, and then they can weave them in the gloves, like where the stinger, when you put the glove on, they wake up and they just start stinging you like crazy. And it's like a ritual to become a man. So if you have the gloves on for over 10 minutes, you're like a man in the tribe's eyes. But you have to do it like, I forgot how many times, maybe 10 or 12 times to actually be part of their tribe. But just to get it over, just to wear it over 10 minutes.
And anyone can come in that can do this?
No, I had to do so much research to figure out how to do it. Like you can't even find out how to do it online. I had to like
10 minutes, like
Probably a good thing.
I had the gloves on for 14 minutes, and I saw a podcast of Chris Pontius from Jackass, and he said he wore the gloves for 8 minutes. And I saw that, I was like, I'm beating my idols. I'm beating my idols. And
I don't know if I'm
wore
allowed
the
to say,
gloves.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but didn't they also get like medication afterwards to
Yeah, I
like
think-
stop the pain?
Yeah, I think so too. So like, you're not supposed to like.
Steve-O, we still would like to have you on the show. Johnny Knoxville, if you're watching.
Those are all of my idols, but yeah.
I actually did Bert's show with Steve-O.
Oh, really?
Something's burning, yeah.
That makes sense.
Something's burning. The bridges between me and Bert.
I'm jealous.
I'm
That
just
sounds
kidding.
fun. But yeah, you're supposed to like not fear the pain and embrace it.
Yeah.
And so I didn't take any painkillers, but like it hurt so bad. Other than my 3rd-degree burns that I still have scars all over my body, a stupid fire stunt that backfired, and I was in the hospital for 9 days.
What
You did
was
some
the
crazy
stunt?
I lit
stuff.
myself on fire for a YouTube video.
What were you?
Super
What were you
stupid.
wearing? It was like a
Again,
burn suit?
I'm gonna get hate, but I already got a bunch of hate, and I learned my lesson. But it's like 2020.
The
and
hate is what made you learn the lesson, not the burns.
No. I'm just saying I don't need any more hate. It already put me in like a crazy depression. That was some stuff that like I had to get through. But that was years ago. But I'm good now. But yeah, I put lighter fluid on me and with a wetsuit on and lit myself. I first did my first fire thing with Poopies, the new Jackass member.
Yeah.
He's like, "You want to light yourself some fire and jump off a bridge in the water?" I'm like,
What are
"I'm
the-
down."
And you thought you would reach the water in time?
No.
Fortunately.
That one I was fine,
Okay.
and that's why I started doing them. And then when you mess with fire, you're gonna get burned. And
Right.
He had to go bigger each time, and he went too big, I think.
yeah, I can show you my scars. They're
What
nuts.
were the haters saying?
Oh, they're just saying that I shouldn't be on this earth and trying to like send me death threats and stuff.
Well, I
they're
would just
nothing.
ignore that.
Yeah,
I mean,
don't
No,
let
but
that
even,
affect
every-
you.
when
every-
I was in the hospital, the main doctor that was working on me saw the video, gave me a lecture in front of my mom, and made me cry because I already knew I messed up.
But that's I don't
okay. Yeah.
That's I don't know. With the like, you shouldn't be on this earth and the hate. Anytime something goes viral, that's to be expected. So if you lighting yourself on fire and getting crazy burns, like it's gonna go viral. That's just to be expected. If I donate $1 million to charity, there's gonna be people. If it goes viral, people are gonna say, "Hey, go die!" Like, like don't. You shouldn't be on this earth. Like that's just to be expected. You can't go viral without.
And the
getting those
bigger
type of
you get,
comments.
the more people. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
50, I think they say like if you're successful, 51% of people like you,
I do think
and then
it is
49%
I-
hate your guts.
I think it was more just I was already dealing with it. Was other than the burns, it was the worst pain.
well,
of my,
yeah, but you also were
No,
probably
that-
feeling a little shame for like not.
I thought we were still talking
I don't
about the
know.
bullet ant for a
Okay,
second, not
but
other than my
okay,
burns.
yeah.
But the burns is the worst pain of my entire life. I
Right.
was crying every single night in the hospital, and
You just didn't like how it was adding insult to injury, pretty much.
Yeah.
and I was already dealing with the trauma. It's like, and then it went viral everywhere, and I hate seeing that video.
Yeah.
But like Snoop Dogg posted it, got on ridiculousness, but I don't even care.
Oh,
'cause-
but you got Snoop Dogg back, didn't you?
No,
Not
it
even on
wasn't like me
purpose.
getting him back. It was just, if any, I thought Snoop Dogg, honestly, I think Snoop Dogg would probably really like the series I put out because it was funny and entertaining.
it was one of my best, one of his best videos I've ever seen
Yeah.
from him. But that's why it's like cool. Everything happens for a reason. I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
the fire stunt, if that didn't happen, maybe I wouldn't have been this close with Ben and doing
Right.
good things in the world on YouTube. And
How long ago did that happen?
that was in 2020.
Yeah.
Like,
So that wasn't even that long ago.
That was a bit ago.
Yeah, maybe
I
there's
would
a
say.
parallel universe where you didn't
well,
burn yourself and now you're dead.
No, but the cool thing was,
no, there's definitely a
the cool
parallel
thing
universe.
was I was really broke at the time. I had $300 in my bank account, living at my parents' house, just like lost in life, light myself on fire, now dealing with that trauma and like dealing like in the hospital and coming out of the hospital and still like have to do my dressing changes and just a whole process. And then a year later, I turned my life around. The same exact day, August 31st, was when the fire snap happened. The year later, August 31st, my realtor calls me and says, "You have the keys to your place." And I turned my life around, started killing it on social media, and bought my first place.
Oh, it's amazing.
And no more fire ever again.
No more fire, guys. No fire.
No fire.
Yeah. No
I
more
know.
fire.
Fire is like, I like to watch fire, but I don't want it near me. I do actually have a dream. I'm not gonna lie. I do have a fire stunt dream, but I won't do it because
What is it?
I want to, for my special, I don't think it'll be the special, but whatever like special I get the most funding for or have the most money to fund, I want to do like a fake pyro scene where I like get caught on fire. Like I want like it to go bad as a joke, but I won't do it.
No, if you do it the appropriate way,
no,
then
but
it's
you know
fine.
what I mean?
Put
Like
some
you
like
know, people
fire
will-
gel or whatever.
Because some comics will do like pyro like for their sets and they like don't make a joke about it. I was like, I think it should be funny for comedians.
It's funny if you're talking about a joke of them doing it correctly. Like, but what made me sad as well is that I was taking up a hospital bed from someone that is actually a real burn victim, which some lady was like, "You are a burn victim," but like, I don't like to call it. I did it on purpose. And there's real people getting burns on accident.
You didn't burn yourself on purpose. You lit yourself on fire without the expected to get burned. Yeah.
Too. It's not like you were doing it. You were doing it to make people happy. It just
you weren't doing it because you're like, oh, I want to burn myself today. No, you said I don't want to burn myself today, but you just didn't take the appropriate measures not to burn yourself, I guess.
How did it burn you from other times where it didn't burn you?
Well, I just was so stupid. I lit myself outside, and usually it's a slow burn, and I'm supposed to run in the house and go in my friend's pool. And I've done it before, and I was fine because it was like a slow light. Like I lit it, and it didn't get big till I got in the pool, and then it backfired, and we didn't have any precautions, no fire extinguishers, and it got big right away. And I was just sprinting in the pool. I thought I was getting burned alive.
Well, congratulations, man. You survived.
Yeah, thanks.
Fuck yeah, to do a lot more cool stuff.
Better things, doing good things in the world now.
It's okay. You gotta forgive yourself for that.
I think the way I deal with criticism, at least, is I'm like, okay, so I think it's good to like kind of acknowledge it, you know, if you get criticism and be like, okay, is this kind of like ridiculous? Like, go die. You shouldn't be on this earth. Like that's just like, okay, who cares about that? They're just ridiculous. But if people are saying like legitimate stuff, like, hey, you're inspiring kids to like burn. I don't know if that's what they were saying, but like, maybe you can learn from it, you know, and then now you say you don't do fire, so obviously you have learned from it. But
I started working with you. You changed my whole life, dude.
But I don't know. Basically, what I'm saying is I don't think criticism is necessarily a negative thing. It's either ridiculous and you can dismiss it, or it's a way to improve yourself. You know, and you can become better from it. I do that every series. I always try and read the negative comments. I'm like, okay, like people don't like how I did this, so now my next series I'm not going to do that.
That's my bullet ants.
Like,
and 10 minutes of comments.
Yeah, Ben's so smart with this. Like if he gets a hate comment, he doesn't take it as like, oh, they're being mean. He takes it as constructive criticism, do better. And then I've been learning to not focus on comments like that and focus it more how he thinks. Right. And it works out. It's good.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because everyone has their own opinion. Normally, most hate comments are just a difference of opinion. Like someone will be like, "You're not funny," and it's like, well, that's just like they have a right to believe that opinion. You know, like I'm not going to be funny to everyone. Like I obviously understand my stuff is like very niche, and you have to be like a very weird person to enjoy my sense of humor. So like if a normal person watches my comedy, you know, that they probably won't think it's funny, you know, and that's a normal reaction is to think that it's not funny. So I don't know, just like kind of like understanding their point of view helps a lot, I think. But
just not taking it on.
It's also cooler to be niche too.
Yeah.
I feel like it's cooler to be only a few people, you know?
If everyone, the only way for everyone to like you is to be boring. So that means you're probably not doing anything right. If everyone likes you, then you just suck.
No, and it's also impossible and you suck. Yeah. It's like, I feel like some people, you could pander to like the larger, I don't know. It just seems.
Yeah. You have to dumb down because the only way that like, because everyone's so different that the only way that you can really have like an audience like Mr. Beast level, you know, is you really have to dumb down your content. And like Mr. Beast even says that too, is he's constantly talking about like when you listen to him come with ideas, he's always like, no, that's too complicated. Like people won't get, like if we want 100 million views on this, it has to be as simple as possible, you know? Otherwise, like his 100 million view video, like people just won't get it.
Yeah.
So you really got to dumb down your content if you want a really big audience, you know?
No, totally. I think about it all the time. I think about it constantly, like, where can I dumb anything down? Now, fire ants, did you do stuff afterwards, or did you feel like you should lean into the pain of the whole experience?
Oh, are you talking about like what did I do after I took off the gloves and stuff? They basically just like
just try to survive.
No, they basically just like tried to shake my hand. It was funny. And then I had to get back on a little boat in the Amazon River and go back to, and then 45-minute drive back to my hotel room. And then I just suffered. Like I even tried to put my hands in ice. It didn't work.
Yeah.
So I was with my friend, my crazy party friend, Jared. And he's like, dude, taking the pain away, like like, don't take painkillers because that will ruin the ritual. But like, I think you can get drunk, dude. And I ended up having 13 mixed drinks at the hotel room.
Ugh. You should have done Edward 40 hands.
Oh, that would have been funny.
Taped your hands.
That would have been funny. And so I got pretty drunk, and then I met a girl back in the day on Tinder, and she took us out to the club.
While you were in pain?
Yeah. And
so you're like kind of like distracted.
My friends are like feeding me drinks because it hurts to hold it.
So this is what I don't get. So you've broken bones before, right?
Oh yeah.
And this hurt worse than your broken bones?
Dude, I've had so many surgeries. I've bunch of plates and hardwares in this
like
wrist,
I can't
elbow.
imagine breaking a bone. I've broken some bones, like dislocated. So I can't imagine breaking a bone and then going out to party. If this hurt worse than that,
dude, I couldn't even.
You had no option. What are you going to lay there and focus on it?
But I couldn't even sit still. I had to pace. I was pacing.
But how are you going to go to the club and enjoy and be drunk? If I break my bone, I'm just like I can't do anything.
Okay. If you're in pain, a hot Brazilian girl off Tinder is like, hey, I'm taking
that hot Brazilian girl is waiting because I'm in too much pain for her.
She's like, I'm taking you out to the club. Dude, it was awesome. It was such a fun night.
She's like, I have a fire ant pocket pussy too.
I remember when I dislocated my shoulder, there was one thing on my mind. Get this pain to stop. Whatever it takes, just get this pain to stop. Get to the hospital as fast as possible.
Feel better?
Yes, immediately. But I remember my shoulder was like down here, and it was just
scary to see your body not where it's supposed to be.
That was the worst injury I've ever had. Like worse than breaking my neck, worse than anything.
You broke your neck slacklining?
Trampolining.
Oh, trampolining. Gotta get rid of that trampoline.
Yeah, no, it was an Olympic trampoline.
No, I know it wasn't one of those tiny ones.
But yeah, I dislocated my shoulder like 1,000 feet in the air. We had like a slackline set up like 1,000 feet in the air. I was trying to do like the world's first double backflip on it, and then just the line. It has like 3,000 pounds of force on it. So if you like, or even like this much off, it just like breaks whatever it hit. You know. Wow. So I dislocated my shoulder, and then I actually came back a week later because I was like, I'm gonna get it again. You know, like this is gonna be like the hero's journey. You know, like at first you don't succeed, try again. So I was like, I'm not gonna leave until I either landed or injured myself again. And then I injured myself again.
Same way?
Yeah, I never landed it actually.
Your shoulder got dislocated again?
Yeah, and I'm just hanging from like a harness, and you have to climb this rope.
There's a video of it.
Yeah, and you can just see my collarbone just like boom, and then my shoulders actually. I had 2 elbows. It was so bad. And I had to like literally climb up a thing with like one arm. It was so, but yeah, if like halfway to like the hospital, someone would be like, hey, like,
before we
you
go,
can go to, you want to go to the club?
club?
I would have been like, heck no, dude. Like, I don't know how you're crazy, Daddy, but
he didn't have like a avenue he knew it was going to be 24 hours. You knew that there was a destination that could put you back.
But I didn't know, because I didn't know it was going to be, I knew it was going to be bad pain. I just didn't know it was going to be straight lethal. Like that sucked. But after surviving that severe pain, it made me feel like I could accomplish anything. So that was, and I don't know, that was one of the coolest experiences of my life. I wouldn't do it again. Did you have like
stings on your hand for a long time?
No, my hands the next day, like after the 24 hours, they were just swollen. But they did this whole ritual. The guy like read my mind, and they put like this.
You read your mind?
Yeah, he was right about a lot of stuff.
Really?
I got to smoke.
Wouldn't it suck if he was wrong? And you were like, "Fuck, I'm already here."
I got to smoke this sacred smoke. I got to drink their like sacred drink. It was cool, but yeah, your hands were just pretty much just fat.
Wait, how was he able to read minds? That's cool. I want to be able to read minds.
Yeah,
it was. I'm not
what
kidding.
Did he say?
I don't know. I forgot at the time. Like I was going through some stuff in my life, and he literally said verbatim, like something about going through stuff in my life. And,
was he stalking you on Instagram?
Oh my God, he searched him. We got to take this guy out.
That's what I got to start doing. I got to start.
You got to infiltrate the
we got to get
tribe,
some psychics. Dude. Yeah, some fake psychics.
So psychics, I don't really have a problem with. Psychic detectives, I really want to do a series on psychic detectives, because what they do is obviously they're just scam artists, and they call people with like missing children, and they'll be like, "Hey, don't go to the police. I can hear your kid, and if you don't go to the police, I'll lead you to your kid," you know? And then they like cut all ties with the police, who's actually doing like real investigative work, and they go to this scam artist who just wants like $10,000, and they'll be like, "Oh, your kid's doing
a fake dead kid."
Maybe. Yeah, I think and then we just lead them to the fake company. I don't know. I have like, there's a lot of ways I could take it, but I was going to do it, and then COVID hit, and because I needed a lot of people, and then I just gave up on the idea. But I don't know. That's still on my to-do list for sure.
Yeah. Do you guys have something you're working on now that you can talk about, or is it all secret?
Well, right now I'm just trying to get my last episode out for Mckamey Manor, and then he's editing his Ben's Basement video. Yeah. And then after this, I'm debating. I could do something with Ben or just let him do it on its own. And I'm going to take a break from my mental health and go to Bali and go shred.
Oh, cool.
But I'm still trying to figure that out.
Well, maybe you'll find something cool in Bali to do.
Yeah. Well, surf.
Yeah, but also surf. Are our cameras about to die?
Yeah, right now.
Oh no.
Is there anything you guys want to plug? I mean, obviously your YouTube channels and everything.
Follow Danny Berk. Best YouTube channel ever.
No, it's Reckless Ben. Best YouTube channel ever.
Who else should we plug? Plug ketamine. Everyone buy your ketamine now.
But do it.
And
for the doctor.
And bring your buckets to shit in for ayahuasca.
Yeah, yes, get your buckets. Bucket. Get your buckets.
I should sell buckets as merch.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're gonna have some merch up for Ben soon.
Shout out to Scientology. Shout out to
I'll join. And guys, comment below if you're joining his church.
Yeah.
And you gotta rep Annie's merch. So
oh yeah, all taints. What's up?
But also cool story though. So when I meet you, I was like, I think I commented on the shirt that I really liked it. And you're like, here, have it. And I felt bad because like, I feel like even though we just met, real friends support each other, not try to get freebies. And I was like, no, I want to pay for it. So I paid for it.
But now you get free tickets tonight.
Yes.
So I win. I'll over nice you.
No, but seriously, if you guys want to watch our stuff, we do like different perspectives of the series on both of our channels. And seriously, I just literally love working with Ben. It's changed my whole life, and I'm kind of living the dream now working with Ben. It's a good time.
Yeah, their stuff's absolutely amazing. It's incredible. It's totally inspiring. Todd was supposed to get pizza delivered, so right now would be when the pizza arrived.
Oh, nice.
To give you a slice.
That would have been
Are you guys
so
gonna get
funny.
pizza with us?
We'll get pizza with you guys afterwards.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, thanks so much. Last time someone said they were getting pizza with me, they lied. So
no, we'll get pizza with you 100%. Todd also has $20,000 for you.
Nice. I'm a little skeptical every time someone says
then,
that. But
that part
we'll see.
But I'm so stoked to see you live tonight though, because I only saw you a little bit because I was hanging out with Bobby in the green room.
Oh, he's such a chatty guy. No,
but you were hilarious. I just remember walking out and you were. I think it was either a poop joke or a fart joke about Todd.
Yeah, it was something about Todd. I make a lot of fun of my sweet angel. It might have been him tucking his mangina.
I think it was one of the jokes was that.
All right, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe their stuff, and we will see you next week. We really do. We love each other.
It's the meat and potatoes.
Welcome to Anniewood. This is the land of the standies, annies, and fannies, and all of the sleeping nannies. Yeah, welcome to Anniewood. This is the land of the standies, annies, and fannies, and all of the sleeping nannies. I'm gonna ayahuasca. I'm about to prosper. Blingy on my drinky, and Randy is living proper. Protector of the sick, she never let her fishes die. Never known to tell a lie, she even fixed Todd's eyes. Shout out to the slugs, shout out Woody's too. Shout out Estee and Kalila and the Anniewood crew. Cause this is Anniewood, you know that this is how I'm living. Real and never pretending shit, you know that it's a gift. Welcome to Anniewood. This is the land of the standies, annies, and fannies, and all of the sleeping nannies.